Okay, so this is going to be an update to my previous video on fire propagation with ultra dynamic sky to where lightning hits the ground and causes fires and whatnot. Um, we're going to be redoing. I'm going to be redoing it from the ground up because I did make some changes to the lightning code for when it hits the ground to make the fire. Because I noticed I don't know what I was thinking the first time I did it, but I messed up and I'm going to fix that for y'all. I'm also going to be showing how to make the fire hurt the player character. In this scenario, you will obviously have to adapt that to your character and your damage system, but I'm going to give you the basics on how to get that set up. This update tutorial comes from at Zen Gaming 6000 from my YouTube channel. He requested the fire hurt the character, so that's what I'm going to show y'all how to do today. First off, we're going to do this again. If you followed the first video that I have, um, it shows you how to get to the to where we're about to be. So all of the stuff that I'm about to do, aside from I'll make a note when the changes are happening. But you're going to have pretty much all these folders already. So we are going to make this folder name custom. Excuse me, custom. No, it does not. Okay, sure. What is happening? Okay. Or nope, sorry, I called it ground check. Try and keep it as close to original as possible. I do not know why it won't let me create the cut. Okay, so there we go. That was weird. Cool. So we're gonna open BP ground check, and inside of come on, inside of here we're gonna go to the event graph. We can drag that and drop it into the world anywhere. Does not matter where. Um, just make sure it's in the world. We're gonna put that in there now so that way we don't forget. Delete those two nodes. We are going to get actor of class. We're going to plug that into there. It's going to be ult wow, ultra dynamic weather. We're going to come off, promote that to a variable, and call it UDW. And then from there, we're going to hold B and click to give us a branch. Connect that to that. And then we're going to drag out UDW, and we're going to get current weather, and it's going to be from event dispatching, get ed current weather. And then we're going to go equal equal and get an enum, and it's going to be for thunderstorm. Again, if you follow my first video, you're going to have all of this code already up until this point. And then what we're going to do now is go over here and create a boolean and say is lightning. This is a new thing, so you're not going to have this. So you are going to want to create that now. And then do a retriggerable delay for 1 second. And from false, we're going to go into here. We're also, I'm sorry, before you do that, we're going to grab this and we're going to set it to false. And we're going to go there. And then we're going to go to here. And then we're going to go right back into the branch. So if it, is not, because this is called off begin play, it's only going to fire once. And if it's not already thunderstorming, then it's going to say, it's not raining, and then it's never going to call that this logic again. So if we do a retriggerable delay for 1 second or whatever you want to set it to, it's going to make this call, set that, and then is it thunderstorming? No, it's not. But we're going to keep checking every time or every 1 second to see if it is, so that way we don't have to do a custom call. Now this is where a big change is about to be made. It's more of an addition than it is a change. Drag this out and set it to true. And then we are going to want to drag out UDW and type in lightning flash, I'm sorry, lightning flash started. And we're going to, I'm pretty sure it's bind event. Why didn't it bring down, oh dear Lord, hold on. Okay. So I don't know if you caught that or not. If we go back and we type in lightning flash, it's not going to be the bind. It's going to be the assign. And we're going to connect these up like so. And then this right here, the rest of this code you should already have for the most part. So we're going to get random float in range. And the minimum and the max are going to be your landscape size. So you're going to take this number. You may have to play around with these for your size of landscape, but I've yet to have a problem if I do this. Oh God, if I grab I forget what the red is, the X value, and just do positive and negative versions of that inside of here, you will need 3 of them. Because we're going to grab UDW again. Sorry, I have like OCD. We're going to drag off of here again, and we are going to set custom lightning location. Right? Isn't that what that was? Yes. Split structure pen in 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to go like that. Come on, there we go. Then we're going to split this structure pen. Again, if you already had followed the first tutorial that I did, you will have all this information already. We're going to do a line trace by channel. And this is going to be negative 50 million. Not really, but close enough. Split that structure pen, Z to Z, Y to Y, X to X, execute to execute. We're going to draw for duration for the time being. We're going to go from here and do make array. And then we are going to go from here and ignore self. And that is set for that. We're going to come off of the out hit and do break hit result. Drop this down. And we are going to right click and spawn actor from, spawn actor from class. Drag the execute from the out hit, or from the line trace by channel into that. And then the impact point, you're going to plug into the spawn transform. For the spawning class, you can now drop this down. For the spawning class, it is going to be BP Fire Grass. Unless you followed his tutorial on how to do this initially, which if you don't know where to get that from, you can either get it from his Patreon or his YouTube channel, where he's got part 1 right here, and then there's my video, and then part 2 right here. You can follow those 2 if you want, or you can get it off of Fab by typing either advanced fire propagation, whatever the case may be, and just buy it straight up. And then, I explained that in the very first video too. So that is that. And we're going to push S on our keyboard and click to get a sequence node. And for the 0, we're going to plug that into there. And then we're going to do right click, retriggerable delay. Pull that into there. We're going to do this for 1 second. And then we're going to grab is lightning. And we're going to not do that. Jesus. we're going to do this and get it. Hold B and click. Plug that into the condition. Plug that into there. And if lightning is false, then we want to, not mistaken, run. Yep, we want to go all the way back to here, where this retriggerable delay is saying, is it still raining? And the reason that the difference from the last bit of code that did not have this right here is we had a retriggerable delay, like I just set up back there. But every time the retrig would go off, it would spawn a fire. So if you had it at like zero point 0.1, then you would get a new fire every 0.1 seconds. And that obviously the lightning isn't that fast. So if you bind it to every time the lightning flashes, because every time you have a lightning flash, you have a lightning strike. So every time the lightning in UDW flashes, it calls this event, which then triggers off everything else. So it's more realistic to, how many lightning strikes you have per how many fires get started. Now, you could very well set up a thing for a percentage chance. um, I will not be doing that in this video, but if you want to see me do, a percentage chance for it to start a fire or not start a fire, then let me know in the comments and I will look into that if the majority state they want it. um, so that is the update that we're doing for this, and if we hit play, never mind, because we didn't do this part. Atmospheric fog, skylight, sky sphere, light source, all of those can go bye-bye. We're going to go here, ultra dynamic sky, blueprints. We're going to drag in the ultra dynamic sky. We're going to drag in the the weather. I'm going to take these just for me, and I put them always, no matter what I'm doing, at 0, 0, 0. For ultradynamic weather, we want to set this to a thunderstorm for testing purposes. Rain at thunderstorm. If we hit play, and then we eject, and we zoom out, there's one. And then wait for it to lightning again. Alright, one again. There's another one. There's another one. Well, as you can tell, it's not, if you followed the last video, there's not 17 million like there was last time. So, that's that part caught up to where the actual lightning flash causes the lightning strike. So now on to what the other guy wanted. So to do this, we are going to find where the player start is at. Down here. Okay. So for test purpose, we're going to go here. We're going to go into, oh, well, there they are. Okay. Don't know why I didn't show them to begin with, but sure thing. We're just going to grab the fire and go ahead and put it out here into the world. We don't need the ground check no more. We can go ahead and go into our character, which for purpose of this obviously is this right here. Your character will defer. If you are using a template and you don't know where the character is being located, if you have the current game mode set, you can always go here and then click on edit, and then the character that you use will be right there. Same for player controller. Just a little bit of information there for you. So you probably already have a begin play. If you don't, then you can just, do like I just did, right click and type in event begin play or begin play. If you do have one, but again, you're using a template and you have no clue where it's at, if you go anywhere and type in begin play and hit enter, it'll automatically take you to where it's at. So if you have something else there or you don't have anything there, cool. If you do, then either at the very end of it or hold S, get a sequence and run this off to whatever logic you have up there. And then off of here, you can run the logic that I'm about to type in. So we're going to do set timer by function name. We're going to plug that in like that. Function name can be whatever you want it to be. I'm just going to do fire check. I'm going to have this run every 0.2 seconds. looping, and then we're going to create a custom event. We're going to call it the exact same thing to the T that we named it up here. And then we're going to add a box collision onto this guy. We're going to attach it to the capsule. We're going to run it down. I have the actual like precise thing for my character is -80. Your character will probably defer. You just move it up and down depending on your setup. We're going to call that box fire detection. And then back into the event graph, we're going to grab fire detection, and we are going to get world location. Oh, get world location under the transform tab. And then we are going to do a sphere trace by channel, not multi, but just regular sphere. And then this goes into the start and into the end. For me, the radius that works best is 20. We're going to do complex. We're going to drag off of actors to ignore, type in make array, and then type in self to get a reference to self so that way it ignores you and doesn't like trigger off of your body. And then we're going to drag off the out hit and do a break. Come on. And then from here, we're going to hold B to get a branch. And we're going to drag this out. Before that, just to show y'all something, we're going to do a print string. And we're going to do hit actor to the print string. And we're going to plug that into there. Now with this set the way that it is, if we click play, you see it says landscape because we're touching the landscape. But if we walk over here, see how it says BP Firegrass, C13, C10. So it changes consistently because it forever adds more. Okay, I wanted to show y'all that because it's about to make sense now for what we're about to do. However, if you don't do that part and you still get display name, just drag off and type in get display name. It's that simple. From here, you are going to want to do a, what is it, left chop. And again, I'll show you why we're doing a left chop. We're going to do left chop by 10. Okay. Well, I'll just leave this outward like that. We're going to do a left chop by 10. So if we do this, right, then we hit play, we should see BP underscore fire, and that is it. We should not see anything else. So what that did was cut off everything to, it's weird, it says left chop, but it cut off everything on the right-hand side. Like the C13, C25, whatever it may have been. And the reason that we want to do that is because we're going to come off of here and do a 3 equal for an exact string. And we are going to type in BP fire. Then we're going to connect that to the branch. Finally, it's only been sitting there lonely for the last 20 minutes. And then we're going to right click and do apply damage. You may already have one of these on your character. If you do, you can just go up to edit and find, type in apply damage, and it'll find it. If it's not in here, it might be in your player controller. If it is in your player controller, you're going to have to get a character reference to get this fire detection part. If you don't know how to do that, you would want to see that as well. I can also do a quick tutorial on how to grab information from the character, like this stuff, in the player controller so you can set this up if need be. So right here for base damage, right now we're going to do 20. You can put whatever you want inside of there. For the damaged actor, that's going to be yourself. The damage causer is going to be the actor that you have run into, which we are going to only do it for the fire. So that's going to apply damage to the player. And then to show that it is actually working, we're going to right click and we're going to do event any damage. And this is going to show us if this is working. So it goes, you apply the damage and it does some stuff in the back end of UE and it prints it or spits it out of this thing right here. So you would do, you apply damage 20 and then off of event any damage, you would drag that and say you have like a variable for health. You would do health minus damage, so on and so forth, and you would go on with the rest of your health code there and until you were dead or whatever the case may be. Um, but to show you that it works, we'll do this. We're going to go A, B, C, D. We're going to go from here to B, and we're going to call this damage. And the damage causer is going to go here. And this is caused by. Then we're going to do a print string to bring it all together. We're going to make this red. This is going to plug into there. We're going to make this last for about 560 seconds, because why the hell not? Then compile, play. As you can see, 20 damage was caused by PP fire. Ignore the fact that it says C0, C4. That's because that's getting the full name, but because we've chopped it over here, you see it's running true that it knows BP fire, and it's doing the damage. So it would be taking, X amount of health away from you every time you stood in it. So every time this fires off, which is 0.2 seconds, if you're standing in it, it's going to take X amount of health away from your character. So that is that. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, either message me, ping me in my Discord, or leave a comment below on the video. And with all that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this.